Named for the legendary coach and co-founder of the Bengals, there's a good look at Paul Brown Stadium on the riverfront in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go, set, 70, Indy.
Yeah, that's what I do. Switch. No, off.
Check nine. 80 weapon. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, McBride. Escaping the pressure. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try the left side. It's Arnold. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 8. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Devin Bush make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. McBride. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels. And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Ready up. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, tight. Deep grip.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
He's coming.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 2nd down, it's Arnold. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
15 line. Get in the weight room. Say. 22 jet bomber.
On 3rd down, Arnold. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Now a 1st carry for their fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Back to throw. McBride. That's complete to John Ross. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch the whip. Get it.
On 2nd down now. It's Arnold. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the 1st on 3rd.
Mike 46.
Looking to throw. McBride. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player.
Ready.
While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
64, weak.
Check three.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Arnold. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
7, 2,
To throw on second down, McBride. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Loss on the play. It's now third down.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. And the Bengals on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Back to throw. McBride. And he's going to go down again. Devin Bush in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. On first down, Grant. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, Henry. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Henry. Got a man. It's Brown. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Off play action. Henry looking deep for Gabriel. He's got a man. Complete. That's one heck of a third down conversion. A pickup of 39. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
On first down, Henry. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Back to throw. Henry looking deep for Gabriel. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Hey, lock it. Don't take the mic.
At the 46-yard line.
Check 15. Now.
On second down, it's Arnold. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Yeah, baby.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Ready?
On third down, McBride is going to fire one deep, middle of the field, and unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football, so I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There was absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2nd and 10. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And the pressure gets to him again.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Michael Pilardi now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Taken from just outside the 30. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
70, Indy. Mike, 54. Let's go one more. Check.
They'll run on first down. Arnold. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Off the play fake. McBride. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3, and this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Corey Grant, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Steelers have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Ooh, the juke.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
First and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
General West. 5.
On second down now, it's Hines. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Haywood. Go.
This is Hines. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
On first down, it's Grant. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the gun on third down, Henry. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Match back. Right. 51's the mic, 51's the mic.
Off play action. Henry under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Zach Cunningham in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now he's flushed out left. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. This is Grant. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Corey Grant with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On second down, it's Hines. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 31-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. A first down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. And it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up second and 9. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups. 1 yard.
Push him back. Push him back. Mike, 55. Hey, Zoo.
Looking to throw on second down. McBride. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Ready?
To throw on third down. McBride. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And his kick is good. And that'll move him back within 6 now. So good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defense is awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's a 2nd and 7. We're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. McBride. Man open. That's Jaleel Scott. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
Number 84. That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Henry. Short throw underneath to Hurst. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Henry. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And an alley to run. And he's into the clear. He's at the 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Corey Grant 75 yards. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
He had the option, decided to keep it. I don't know that it would have mattered either way, though. Defended pretty well.
It really was, wasn't it? Because option plays are really standard two-point calls, and you have to prep against them, and they did their prep well on that one.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And they finally get to him, but not before he's past the 45 to the 46-yard line.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
5. 46 to Mike. 46 to Mike. 5.
From the gun, McBride. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That puts a good dent into their first down setback. It's a pickup of 16.
At the 49-yard line.
Set, ready? 70, Indy. Blue draw quarter.
Just like that. Check.
Smooth.
On second down now, it's Arnold. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And the Bengals on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, McBride. And that is incomplete. The rookie from Michigan there defensively. That's Devin Bush making the play. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
I'm coming after you. Set, go. Check, Mike. Guys, it's game situation.
On 4th down, McBride. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Looking to throw. McBride. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Ready.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, echo. 46 to Mike. 46 to Mike. Go. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Now.
2nd and 3. He's going to have the hook up to Scott. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here we go. 10 Loba. Switch up. Hey. Motion. Mike, hey, foxtrot. Ready.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. He's got a man. It's Williams. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a first and goal with this game still hanging. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They'll try and throw for it. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this fourth quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Solomon Thomas, they'd love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. He's back to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. That catch good for 5. It's third down. As a quarterback, this is where you look for those instincts to really kick in and take over, right?
Yeah, you can't force it downfield because if you throw an interception here, the game could be over.
They've got his man complete. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Solomon Thomas in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out. by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think you'd have to label this an upset. Yes, they were at home, but still an upset. They got the job done.
Yeah, even being at home was not enough for people to think they were going to pull this one off. But give them credit for playing not just a smart football game, but one where they were going to be physical about the whole thing. They put up their fists and said, let's fight, and showed their crowd that they were into this one.
And then that's the thing. The crowd responded. They were really good in this game.
Yeah, they were not going to be pushed around. They were not going to be intimidated. They refused to back down and came away with a victory.
So for the Bengals, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6-7 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Hat on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they wanna keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense, I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down, hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m. check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess on my schedule. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Half the errands need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when you got dreams closer than a mansion. Plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking, they don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. And I don't need you to okay it. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket